Hello and welcome to the Just Another Castle podcast. I'm your host Matt, and with me this week is our resident gaming journalist Eli
Hello, how are y'all doing?
and our richer aficionado Unoclay.
I was desperately trying to load up some Crazy Taxi sound effects because I was playing Crazy Taxi on my PlayStation 2 this week, but didn't have time, so I'll just be Crazy Taxi. How you guys doing?
You broke the record. How long did you go without your
I
intro?
forgot seconds before we started. I was like, oh, I need a sound effect, and I didn't have time.
No problem.
Nope. How you guys doing?
All right.
Good.
So there's not really much news. We're probably just going to have a general talk of what we've been playing, just to set the podcast. I've mostly been busy. I've just kind of been doing side quests in Zelda, so nothing to really make worth of note of. I did do one shrine, but I don't really want to say it because the one shtick of it would ruin the whole thing. I mean, you can tell from a distance, like when you see it, but whatever. I'm not going to say it. There's no point in saying it. But so why don't we move on to Eli? What have you been up to?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing Zelda as well. I've kind of needed to buckle down on myself and been like, all right, Eli, you've got Nier, you've got Mass Effect, you've got Horizon, you've got Persona coming. It's time to wrap up with Zelda. And plus, you've got these other digital games that I kind of wanted to play, like Snake Pass.
Mhm.
It's time to finish up. I can always come back to Zelda. I don't mind coming back and doing shrines and stuff, but it's about time that I start wrapping up this thing. It's been a month.
Yeah.
So I spent some time this week. I beat the main dungeons. That's not a spoiler. Surprise, there are dungeons in the game. And did more shrines. I think I'm up to, maybe 40 shrines now.
Nice.
I think that's where I'm going to, probably not cap out, but now I'm gonna stop actively seeking out more of them,
Mhm.
and actually try to get to the end of the game, and maybe do one or two more important side quests. And then yeah, I mean, I love the game. I think that it's incredible. We've already talked about it a lot, so I'm not going to add that much more about it. But hopefully, next week I'll actually have a new game to talk about if I end up finishing this one off this week. And yeah.
Nice. So I think I heard Persona comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
So-
I'm not going to start playing it right away. That
Okay.
that thing's like a 100-hour game. I think I'm going to end up saving it for the summer.
Oh man, yeah. Because I was wondering, you said you have four other games. And it's are you going to play the one that comes out tomorrow or start something
No,
else?
I think I'm going to go in order. I was thinking about it too. I think I'm going to play Horizon first, and then I'll go ahead and start on Mass Effect. And then we'll see.
Yeah, that Horizon looks like a really short game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
All the
it's
games
funny
Eli
because
wants to play are at least 40 hours long.
no, yeah, it's
Like,
funny,
I-
Clay.
The
'Cause,
other one.
Yeah, I mean, in comparison to the other games, so what I read, I mean, Horizon's probably like a 35-hour game. Mass
Yeah.
Effect's probably like a 40-hour game. Persona's probably like a 50-hour game. Nier's like a 30-hour game. I have no good options here on what I could get rid of quickly. So I'm kind of stuck.
First world problems.
Not enough time to play video games. Yeah.
That's,
I guess that's what happens when you go to college and you've got, not just schoolwork, because I stress about schoolwork a lot, but also just, having a social life and living literally 3 doors down from my best friends, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You get distracted real easily.
you should if it was up to me, I'd be like, I know how much you like games and how important it is to your thought process and life and enjoyment and everything like that. But it's part of me having gone through the college thing. It's I'd be like, don't play any, because that's why I have this huge blind spot, but I don't regret a minute of it, because it's you're absolutely right. Anytime you have the decision of should I play this game or should I maybe go do something cool, do it, because college is not forever, and games are, they'll still be waiting. Your eternal backlog will not get shorter when you're out of college, so it's I got to be honest, right there when you say that, I'm yeah, always make the right decision there, because those games are rad. But I have a lot more free time than you, not being in school, and I can tell you, remains busy, and your backlog just gets stacked up. So it's like, you're gonna die with games waiting to be played. Just do it. That's just a fact. So
Yeah, and I'm not overly concerned. It's not like, oh my God, I can't play these new games. Like, obviously, everyone else is probably just as behind as me because we all have social lives and stuff in college. So I'm not too concerned. And over the summer, I'll definitely have time to catch up because, we're all going our separate ways over the summer to different places. I might stay in East Lansing. I might be in New York. Like, we don't know where I'm going to be. But everyone's kind of moving their different ways. And the reality of the situation is just over the summer, I'm going to have more time to game. And over winter break, I think in 3 weeks, I beat, 5, 7 games. So I think I'm not worried about it at all. What happens. And oh my gosh, if I don't play, Persona this year and I get around to it later, I'm not going to die.
Yeah. Plus, all
I
the
still have
games all the games released like around the same month, I think. So it's like, even if you didn't already have school to worry about, you probably wouldn't have gotten them all done like in a relatively
Definitely.
good time anyway. So they just
Yeah,
crammed
yeah.
them all in 1 month.
If I were still in high school, man, seeing these people are like, I've already, within 2 weeks, had already finished all the shrines and everything to do in Zelda, and I'm just thinking, holy crap, how do you have time for that? But then I would think back, and I'm like, I was the kid who like got all 120 stars in Galaxy within like 2 weeks because I had time for that when I was younger. But so I get it. Just can't really do that right now. And I guess, sorry to keep talking, but that's one of the things I love about Zelda Breath of the Wild is that it can take up as much as time or as little time as you want, and you're still going to come away fully satisfied with this game. And you could put in 30 hours and beat the game, or put in 100 hours and beat the game, and you're still going to be like, man, that was incredible.
Absolutely. I'm so far behind virtually the whole world at this point because I play so slowly that last night I sat down for like an hour and a half, and for any intents and purposes, I didn't make any specific progress in the game, but I had so much fun that I was like laughing out loud at like this new enemy I found and like how insane the game got all of a sudden. And I don't even think it matters the thing I was doing as far as I can tell. So I totally agree. It's like, and that's why I've gotten like so freaking religious about spoilers. And I'm like, no, this is the best thing. I don't even know what's around the next corner. Like, I'm backtracking currently because I took a weird route to get to this bottleneck, and I was like, I want to go see what's on that other part of the map there that I might not come back to anytime soon if I just keep going in this direction. So yeah, totally, it's incredible. The design is incredible.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just one add. You're totally right, because last night I think I spent 40 minutes trying to beat like one I guess mini boss in the overworld. Like, I was just going to some location. I think I was trying to head to a shrine someone told me about, like within the game. And then I found this enemy, and I tried to hide behind the grass. And like, for a second, I just sat there like in the open field, not moving. I'm like, there's no question mark. It's going good. I'll just stay here and wait till it moves back. And then I hide in the grass, and then it looks like it goes away, and then it shoots me with like an arrow and kills me instantly. I'm like, okay, I'm killing you now. And then I spent like 40 minutes trying to kill it, and it's just like, you can totally do what you want, and whatever you do, it's going to be fun because you're not really forced into a situation. It's just like, hey, here's some stuff. You cross pass it. If you want to do it, go for it. It's not like here's 50 bajillion things on the map, all trying to like they're being crammed in your face and like distract your attention.
I can't think of another launch game like ever like this. I mean, that's not saying it's the best launch game of all time, but it's like, besides like, I mean, I have to go really far back. I have to go like Super Mario Brothers or Mario 64, for something like where you're like, this is that good that you're just like kind of floored by it and that it can carry a launch. I think we kind of talked about this before, and it's not even like news. I think the whole world's kind of like been wowed by that. Just the fact that this like launch was pretty thin, and now we're those of us that are super, let's keep in mind, lucky enough to have a Switch, because you can't even get them yet. that none of us are like that mad because like even the eShop doesn't have that many games in it, but there's a few things in there, and because of Zelda, you're not complaining. Like I'm still not complaining. I'm like I was mad about this coming into this. I was ranting and raving that like God, like what are we gonna do? Like this launch lineup sucks. I want to know what games we're gonna have. And right now it's like I have 3 games on my Switch and I have played a very little bit of the other 2, and they're both cool games. It's just like, but I don't really need to. I'm like, well, once in a while I'll touch those games, maybe when I'm using the tablet mobile going someplace, I tend to play those because Zelda looks so good on the big screen that I prefer it on the big screen, and the other stuff is a little better for the small screen. So, but yeah, it's amazing. What else is new in Nintendo Land? Zelda.
Yeah. Eli, did you have anything else to add?
No, I mean, I think that's pretty much everything I've covered. Are we gonna introduce Mike?
Yeah, let's introduce Mike. So, Mike, you've been patiently sitting there for like the last 2 minutes. How's it going, Mr. Late
What
Man?
up? Yo, I was like, you guys took so long, I was gonna fall asleep. Right? I was like, I'm ready, and you guys are like, oh, he's ready. I'm gonna not come there. And I was like, yo, is that my bed? Let me check that out real quick. Yeah, but I've been chilling. What up, guys?
I didn't even know you were in the chat. I thought you were missing.
Yeah, well, you called it. You did say I was gonna leave. You did kind of call it, so I give you that.
Awesome.
So what have you been playing, Mike?
I've been playing this game. I don't know if you guys heard of it. Breath of the Wild. It's,
Breath of the Wild?
Mike,
Yeah.
now you haven't been on the show in a few weeks. Let me warn you that Clay here is not putting up with any spoilers. So
Dude,
be very careful here where you tread.
He's definitely further than me in this stupid game. Like, yo, like I finally went to the Hateno Village, Hateno Village. Like, I mean, I
Oh my
beat the
gosh.
Zora dungeon, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna finally go there. Like that's not.
I love it. That is amazing.
Yeah, dude, I hate and love this game so much. Like, I don't hate it like in a bad way. I just hate it because like it might be the only open world game I'll ever play. Like, Final Fantasy wasn't open world, but like I know I can't do it. Like, like I was like thinking about getting like Horizon Zero Dawn or something. I was like, nah, I'm never gonna finish the game. It's gonna take me 3 months, like Zelda's going to. All right, like I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish this game. I honestly, I have no idea when I'm ever gonna. I don't think you can. I feel like you can't. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, like, Clay, it goes back to what you said like 10 minutes ago, when you're like, yeah, there's nothing on the Switch lineup. Like, dude, I played the Splatoon 2 demo for like 10 seconds when I was in Cali, but like, I'm completely fine with my Switch and my purchase and only playing Zelda. Like, Mario Kart 8's pretty nice. I mean, I carry my thing everywhere. Actually, fun factoid of the day was I saw a Switch when I was at Universal. Some kid was playing it like at one of the restaurants I walked past. And I was like, all right, so like it's cool to see people outside with their Switches. So.
Wait,
I haven't
Mike,
seen one in real life other than my own. Like I've never seen someone with it yet. It's around here anyhow.
Mike, you said Mario Kart 8 is nice? Mister, it's the worst Mario Kart in the series.
Mario Kart 8 is the worst game. Mario Kart 8 is the second worst game ever, besides Super Circuit. That's the worst Mario Kart of them all. But like, Mario Kart 8 is like, you know this awesome, great formula we had in the Mario Kart 7? Yeah, let's just ruin it and make this shit game. But I'm giving Mario Kart 8 the benefit of the doubt right now. All right? It's good. Hopefully it'll be mediocre enough. So I can not, all right. Hopefully it could be a solid 6 out of 10 kind of game, So.
What are you talking about? All they're doing is adding battle mode. It's like barely.
They added 2 items.
That's the whole reason you're gonna buy it. They added another item for me.
Yo, that is enough to make me buy it. All right.
Oh my gosh!
If they would add a
pathetic.
carry with item, I would have freaking been like, yo, this game's not that bad. All right. But it's only
That's
upgraded
terrible.
from mediocre. But other than that, I haven't really been playing since I've been in Cali. If you guys haven't figured that part out. Oh, you guys don't have Instagram, but yeah.
What were you doing in California?
I was just chilling with my this girl I know for like the week, for like 8 days or whatever.
That must be
Is this
terrible.
podcast after dark stuff or what?
Like, dude, I you know, it was bad. I didn't even feel like playing games at all. I mean, I brought my
That was terrible.
Ew, guys,
Yeah,
are you
like-
telling me Mike is one of those kids that likes girls instead of video games?
This is turning into like a counseling podcast. First, I'm like, Eli, when you got to make a decision, have fun in college or play games, like go have the fun. Now it's like Mike's like apologizing because he's like, yeah, I didn't feel playing games. I was chilling with his girl in California. Like, good you people.
I was like, yo, I mean, dude, I would wake up and I was like, yo, I'd be fine if I never played a game again. Like, that's how good it was.
Wow. Mike's in love. Mike's in love. You heard it here first. That's the only thing to do that to a man. Oh, man.
Are you saying you wouldn't spend another 150 hours playing Final Fantasy 13 to get a platinum?
Bro, I was done with Zelda during that whole week in California. Like, I could have never played the game again, said it was fine, and I've been totally
Wow. Wow. This is blowing my mind. Oh, well, it sounds amazing, dude. I'm so happy for you. That's like truly a great experience when something takes your attention away from games in that level. That's amazing.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I came back and I'm just like, shit, man. I don't want to be here. So I begrudgingly played some Overwatch and Color Splash for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, I'm done.
Wow, that's some big news here. Wow, that's
crazy.
That's crazy. What part of California we're in? Well, not to derail the podcast too much. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I was in like the southern parts, like LA, Anaheim, Moreno Valley,
Yep.
Rancho Cucamonga, kind of crap like that.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, dude, it was sick, and it's way better and sunnier and nicer there. And I came back here to New York at like 4 a.m. and I cried because it was very cold. And I was like, "Yo, what is this bullshit?" And it's like, cold, and I was like, "Nah, I ain't about that. Like, I'm not about that anymore."
Matt, we're gonna have to call in like your podcast archives because I'm pretty sure we have it on tape. One of the episodes where Mike seemed like a proud New Yorker. Like, as far as a New Yorker goes, there's only one place to live on the planet, and it's New York. You know, and you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Not
Brought
anymore.
that shit back and do that against me. That'd be great. Hey man, I still can't live in like places like where Eli lives when they use like horses for transportation. Like, where Matt lives.
Yeah, that's what
Matt
we do
lives
in Denver. I actually have a stable in my backyard.
yeah, you know, it's Matt with his igloos and shit. Like, I ain't about that. Like, at least, like, I mean,
I put on my snowshoes in the morning.
Yo, I don't want to hear how you guys walk with tennis rackets, all right? Like, I ain't about that. Like, and everything closes at 8 o'clock.
Hey, they have multiple uses. Go home and play tennis inside.
Oh man, I'm feeling like guilty here now because he called you out on like having horses, and I'm from Pennsylvania where we have the Amish, and like we really do have people that ride.
Yeah, no, you really do have that shit. But I was just gonna say, I'm like, yo, play at least like you're near, I think, Philadelphia.
I'm
man.
in
You
the
got-
city. I'm in
Yeah,
Philadelphia.
so you got them cheesesteaks, you're good. But if you weren't from there, I've been like, yo, why is Pittsburgh 8 hours away? All right, it makes no sense to your state. Okay,
You can ride a cheesesteak to work every single day. It's crazy.
yeah, that's all you guys got. You're like, yo, can I hit that cheesesteak with that? And you're like,
Liberty
yeah,
Bell
it's Philadelphia,
cheesesteak.
bro.
We got. Oh man, Matt. What else is on the docket today? Well, this is good. We're talking about geography, not even talking about video games here. Mike, look what Mike did to us. He doesn't like video games anymore, so now we talk about geography. It's
It
great.
just comes on the
Mike's in love. What a loser.
Oh man, no, I'm super happy for you, dude. It's like the greatest news. So it's cool.
That's awesome. I guess Unoclay, you said you were playing a couple of indie games.
Yeah, I nothing like romance inducing like Mike, but I did play. I did play Snipperclips with my wife, who, you know, like we've been together like 15 years, like not married, but like together for like a long time. The romance.
Hey, you're
is-
legally married. I think if you're together, if you live together for 10 years, you're married without you even knowing
Yeah,
it.
no, we've been married for like a couple of years, but like the romance is still there. We're lucky. We're not like a lot of married couples where it's all gone and out the window. But like, you know, let's put it this way. On Tuesday night, we were playing Snipperclips. We weren't like doing whatever Mike was doing out in California. So we were like, hey, let's
Bro,
try
are you? Yo, I was only at the Disney firework laser show on like
There you
Wednesday.
go.
Yeah, Mike's weekend was purely G-rated at Disney World, or I mean Disneyland.
that you
Don't
know,
corrupt
top
Mickey Mouse for me. I'm just a wee child here on this podcast.
They got hard liquor at
and then we
Disneyland. What are
went
you
back
talking
and we
about?
Yeah, bro.
we got back right to the apartment, and then we're like, we shook hands. That's it.
That's very chaste of you. Very good. For all the kids and the out there listening, all you ever get is a cake and a kiss on the cheek from the princess. That's all that happens.
Yep.
No, we played some Snipperclips. I had a pretty funny experience. I wish I would have videotaped it because it was like I'm not like the world's biggest fan of like kids and being like, oh, they're so cute. But like my niece and nephew were here for the weekend, and like my brother wanted to see the Switch, and so we put that on, and so he was like appropriately, respectfully wowed by Zelda. You know, like just like holy crap, this is crazy. Just like as a casual like looking at it. You know, and then my niece and nephew were like 5 and 3, wanted to like they're young enough, they don't really want to play it too much. They just want to watch you play it, which is perfect because then you have like an audience that are like getting amazed the whole time, like everything you do, even if you suck. So that's kind of cool. And, you know, it's like, oh look, I'll fight this enemy. Oh, I died. And then they don't even understand. They're just like, that was cool. Do it again. You're like, yeah, sure. But no, then I put on Snipperclips because I was like, my niece is just old enough that she can kind of figure out how to play a game. And we were playing it, and it was really funny to see the reaction of like a kid when you like the mechanic in the game is like how you cut each other out. You have to cut each other into shapes and then solve puzzles. And it was really, really funny. I think I'd even use the adorbs word. Like it was pretty adorbs, like how every time I would cut her up, she would like burst into like crazy laughter, just like dying with laughter and like roll over on the floor, like in this level of like hysteria that like you only get from like the funniest movie when you're drunk, like as an adult, you know, you're just, oh my God, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen, you know, like, so we ended up doing that a lot. We didn't even need to leave the demo screen. It was just like, cut it up again, you know, okay, we'll do that again. All right, cut it up again, you know, to the point that I was just like, gave the control to my brother. I'm like, can you just sit here and cut up your daughter? And he's like, yep. So, yeah, so that was funny. We played some of that. And I played more of it, like with my friends and my wife a little bit. And, you know, haven't gotten very far into the game, only finished like one world or whatever you would call it. But the game is really cool. It's a great multiplayer game. I have literally never tried it single player. I think I talked about it a little bit on another podcast. It's a great game. Definitely something if you have a friend who's like likes medium casual puzzle games to play with, that's the way to go with this. It's actually difficult at times, like, but they're all like bite-sized puzzles. It's like so far it's only like one screen puzzles, and they kind of come in different varieties. It's not always just cutting the shape out. It's like different things, like maybe you have to make a tool to operate a machine to do something in the screen. And a lot of times the puzzles are a little opaque. They don't like necessarily tell you what to do. The level just starts and there might be some gears there and there's a bird flying around and then there's like a bird cage and you're like, I think I need to get the bird in there, but that might not be what it is. You know, you have to experiment and play. It's fun. The controls work really well. And you can get a taste for like how it feels to do that whole like tiny Joy-Con sideways gaming, because like they are small, but they work and you can do it. And I haven't had too much trouble with it, you know, and showing other people how to do it. It works pretty well. So still giving that game a thumbs up for anyone that needs a 2-player kind of thing.
Nice. Looks pretty cool.
You guys talked about Splatoon last week, right?
We did. A little bit.
Did you enjoy it though? Like, I was kind of underwhelmed by the demo, by the way. I thought, like, you know, like I played as the new double gun, but I was just like, like kind of seems like the same game. But I didn't play with my Pro controller, so that could be a reason why.
I'd played a bunch of it, and I had felt like it was very identical to original Splatoon. So I don't know if I'd use the word underwhelmed, but similar to what you're saying. I didn't feel like it was radically different, but I had, as I'd said last week, I kind of thought they probably, this is mostly for them to gather data and create hype, and like they want to make sure their architecture is working right. So they probably wanted to give some really simple levels and simple options. They don't want this to be like people jumping on and not knowing what to do, or like, you know, not knowing how to operate it. Because I was like, the only really difference was, that gun, the dually, and then you could do like you could do like a dodge roll if you had the dually equipped. If you figured that out, like there was a new move. You could actually like roll.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, like I said, I only got to play. I only played like one match overall. So I was just like,
Yeah,
it didn't feel too different from number one.
It wasn't.
From what I read is that the Splatoon 2 started as like a Splatoon special edition, and then they added enough content to where they decided to call it, Splatoon 2 or whatever.
Right.
So I don't, it makes sense that it's not necessarily a full upgrade, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, no,
Also,
that's better to like calm my expectations thinking about a whole new game. That would make more sense. Like if I look at this game as like Splatoon 1.5 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. I think it literally felt like, because it doesn't look that different. It looks like the same game mostly. So,
but I'm on the bright side. I'm happy to say that I think I'm just as good at Splatoon 2 as I was at Splatoon 1, because I was coming on the top of the leaderboard like every match I played.
Nice.
So I was pretty happy about that.
Nice.
Yeah,
I broke 2,000 in one of my matches. I was proud of that. Like that doesn't happen to me anymore in Splatoon.
There you go.
I was like, but I think that's like probably people getting used to the new controls too. So new maps, new controls. So I wasn't feeling like I'm any better, because I'm still a solid B when I play regular Splatoon, which I did this weekend. So that's cool.
I think I blew at it because I had no idea. And I literally only played the game. The last time I played the game, it was some global test fire demo. I don't know if you guys heard of it, but that's the last time I played Splatoon, and then like another one came out. So
yeah, we were talking. Me and Matt.
It seems cool. I mean, like I said, I'm excited. It's a game I actually like. The online, I had no problems with it, and I wasn't even on good Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? I was on shared Wi-Fi, and I had no problems. So
well, that's good news. That's good news. Right on. Yeah. How was yours, Eli? How was your connection? Did you have any drop matches or anything like that?
I think I only played for an hour, so I only went on one time, and I think I had one drop match. And yeah, no, connection wise, I thought everything was fine. I was just playing on regular Wi-Fi.
I think that's important, because like a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, also we're gonna be paying for internet pretty soon, so.
Yeah.
So I was hoping the internet would be like kind of on point, other stuff like that. So I'm glad they didn't like drop the ball with the internet and stuff. So.
Well, that's also good, because I don't think any of you have those, I guess, wired Ethernet cables or whatever?
Oh no, I haven't bought those.
I think I've got one at home for the Wii U, so I have to figure out how I would get that to Michigan. But
basically, it like worked fine, even though you didn't have it.
Yeah, I was using Wi-Fi to my class, and it worked well. I had the one drop match out of 2 hours, so it worked, and that wasn't even necessarily my fault. It seemed like maybe we had a connection error, or like the system didn't sync us up correctly or something. So. It seemed like I had no lag that I could detect. Like while I was fighting, it was fully like I had remarked to those guys. I don't know if they saw this a lot. It was hard to tell if it was like the fault of the system or the fault of like just like the way sometimes matchmaking goes crazy when it's trying to load a lot of people. I had a lot of matches with 7 people, not 8, where you'd have like that imbalanced team. But that's probably, I would think, if somebody dropped out or turned off their system while the like game was loading in. But I don't know. It was hard to say. Had several of those imbalanced matches where like I got lucky, and most of the time, I think every time, in fact, I was on the team with 4 players, and we just like steamrolled the other team because they just had like no chance. It was just like, it's power play here, like here we come, but yeah, it was neat. I liked it. I'm gonna buy it for sure. I'm less sure about the Mario Kart 1.5 Mario Kart, but then I went and watched the trailer that's on your Switch. It's probably the same trailer. It's on the internet or whatever, like on the Switch news tab, like when you load up, and they're trying. That's the thing we actually haven't talked about. There's a tab on the Switch, like on the homepage. There's like 6 different like main things you can do, and one of them is news. And they really are using the news section. Like it's like every day or two, something new pops up there, and mostly it's just the same stuff that's on the internet. Like if you're watching Nintendo's like Twitter or something like that, or their YouTube, it's that same content effectively. But they are using it. It's like it's there, and it does bring me back to looking at it because it always lights up with a little indicator that like, oh, there's a new piece of news, and then I'm like, yeah, I know about milking the cows in 1-2 Switch. I've heard, or whatever. But still, it's there, and it's clear they're going to be using that a lot to like kind of message out whatever's new. So I think I had gone in there to look at the trailer for Mario Kart 8.5 or whatever we want to call it. It would reboot, Mario Kart. And I was totally on the track of like, I'm not buying it. No way. I played like almost 100 hours of Mario Kart 8 on Wii U. And then they feature battle mode prominently in the video. And it was like, it twisted inside me a little bit that I was like, oh man, if there's online battle mode, that's going to make me want to buy it. Like, I know it. I could feel it. I was like, oh, that's going to be cool. Like, I was never a big battle mode player, but I played it like everybody else, and do we know if battle mode's going to be online when it launches for Switch, or is it local?
They got the feather, bro. They're bringing back Super Mario Kart feather.
Yeah, totally. Wait, like, because I'm assuming it's online, like for the battle mode, but I didn't look it up. And if it's only local, then I'm going to dial back, like, and say no. Like, I'm going to hold off on that. I don't know if I need.
Clay's going to put his foot down on giving Nintendo money.
Well, it's just like I played so much of it that like it's tempting because of like a new shiny thing, and you just want to buy stuff, because it's like Nintendo, yay, and like I love Mario Kart and whatever. And I was pretty big on Mario Kart 8. I liked it. On like Mike was saying, I don't think it was my favorite Mario Kart ever, but I thought it worked well. It did what it's supposed to do, and
Nah, it didn't do that. It did nothing.
Yeah. Well, teach their own. But I mean, like, but then, like, I was like, oh man, battle mode is like, Nintendo can really hit it out of the park with that stuff. Like, Nintendo's most entertaining experiences are things like Smash Brothers or Splatoon, where you can fight your friends or fight strangers online and stuff like that. Like, they just do that stuff really well. And then I'm like, that's gonna be really fun if I can just like get my fix late night for bed, jump in there, play a couple like block fort like battle matches against some random folks and have a little bit of fun with no big commitment and be on my way, so that's gonna be
I like to have some fun without any big commitment too.
Like Mike in California, bro, am I right?
Oh man. You gotta be there. Yo, I'm not gonna lie though, what you said, Clay, though, was I that's why I also like Mario Kart 7 a lot. I would just I would just sit back and like I had like the 3-star like bajillion VR points. I would just sit in my bed like right before I go to bed, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play some Mario Kart 7 online. And that game was so good. Like, it's just Mario Kart 8, it just didn't have that. So I'm hoping now that I carry my Switch everywhere now. I'm just hoping, like it's gonna be like this game I could like pick up on the go, like be way better. Like I said, I barely played. I didn't even finish Mario Kart 8 because that game is trash. But and I know it's the same game, but like maybe like this reboot or maybe like a few little tidbit changes will kind of bring it in there. Plus, I never played any of the DLC, any of those new maps. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, there you go. That's more of a bonus.
Yeah, like because
if you bought all the DLC, I would be like, yeah. Unless you have...
No, I didn't buy any of that. I hated that game so
much.
I lost my Mario Kart 8 after like 2 weeks in. I was like, I didn't even care. Like, I finally found it like last month, and I was like, oh, that's where this crap is. Like, I don't know if like I was like supposed to throw it out the window, if I was supposed to like like just be like a scum and trade it in while I get it at GameStop. Be like, yo, here's Mario Kart 8. Let me get that Mario Kart 8 stuff. All right.
That's huge because me and Matt have talked about this on the podcast before, but both of us played a lot of Mario Kart 8, and then when the DLC launched, Eli might be in the same position. Like, we barely touched it because you'd kind of already been there, done that with the game, and it was like, this is neat. It wasn't like not cool. It was just like, I'm super. It's super cool that you made an Excite Bike track or a Zelda track or whatever, But
yeah, I didn't play any of that stuff. Like,
so that's cool. I think. Maybe you'll find like that you'll have a good. It's going to be more fun to you now that it's mobile. It's like not sitting on your couch playing Mario Kart, because if you had fun with 7, maybe Mario Kart's more of a mobile game for you, and that's like maybe that's where it'll be more fun.
No. I mean, Mario Kart 7, that's like my best one, but I think my favorite one of all, out of like every single one, is definitely Mario Kart Wii. That game had so much, like
Sure.
It just had so much to offer. Like, I mean, when the first time you played, like, Funky Kong or, like, Dry Bowser, and you're like, these guys were never in the game. And then, like, when the fact, like, that motorcycles were OP, even though I never used it, I only play Mario Kart Wii with the handheld wheel. That's the only way I play that game.
Yeah,
I'm like fully
Flea.
committed.
Yeah, like gold starred the game on the wheel, dude. That was like insane to
Dude,
me.
yeah. Then you get the gold wheel and you play online, dude. That game was, and then the online in that game was broken because I used to play with my best friend, like Alex Walk at the time, and the second player doesn't have a VR rank, so I would just have him take out everybody or stay in first, and then if I was in second, he would break right at the second place. I'd go through first, and then he'd go right in. So,
dude, that's funny. That's game breaking right there, man. That's my online worked pretty well for Wii. Mario.
Oh, the Wii one was perfect, dude. I never lagged. I didn't understand. I was like, why is Brawl in every other game terrible online, but Mario Kart Wii, like, it's the one game that this game is not like.
Yeah, it worked well. That was like one of the first times Nintendo ever had a really well working online game. In fact, I would say so.
Yeah, I remember people were all worried because Brawl was so bad with online, and then Mario Kart Wii, they were like, nah, we fixed it, bro. We're good. But like nobody was like willing to trust it at the time.
Guys, we have to give the real credit here to Animal Crossing City Folk on the Wii that had voice chat, which is really the true peak. Nintendo really peaked back in the Wii days with Animal Crossing, and it only went downhill from there.
Dude, I didn't even know they had voice chat.
They sure did. They sure did.
They had if anyone played The Last Story, they also had co-op action games that you could play and shit. It had no lag, so it was like, I mean, for Japan they had like Dragon Quest, so they actually had legit online. But for us Americans, the only game you could play online with like no lag, like fighting people, was The Last Story. Like, I never had a problem with it, and you could just drop in and out of games all the time. I was like,
I thought about buying that Last Story game mainly because I remember thinking it might end up being super valuable. I wonder if it is now because it was one of those, what is it called,
Project Rainfall?
Project Rainfall games, yeah. And I remember thinking I should buy that even though it's not entirely my type of game. And I still sometimes regret that I didn't because maybe it's expensive by now. Who knows?
I think they're on the Wii U eShop, aren't they?
No,
you might be right. I think it is.
Pandora's Tower is on the eShop. I don't remember if Last Story is, but I have them. I never opened them. I still have Xenoblade unopened and all that other stuff. Like, those are like, because like I said, I bought them. I didn't buy them. I got them technically illegally. Cause I'm like, I honestly thought I'm like, they're never gonna come to America, and then like 2 years later they did. But everyone's like, yo, we're getting these games. I was like, those games, noob.
I mean, like right now, if you want to buy The Last Story, not special edition, it's like about $40 or so. So it's
I had the special edition one.
That's a fairly big investment for a Wii game. You know what I mean? Like that's like at this point, like $45 just to buy in for the basic model. So yeah. Might go up.
You think like all Wii games are like $10 right now? You would think,
Yeah. That's like there's every system always has a few that are like that weird thing. And I remember thinking those Rainfall games were like the ones, not Xenoblade, but the other two was like, oh, those are the ones people are going to skip, And so we'll have to talk sometime about that game because I was always curious if I would have liked it or not. But maybe another time, because I'm sure Matt's got other things we got to move on to or whatever. So.
Just to add, Mike, you'll have like 16 new tracks at least from the DLC, providing you played all the other ones, which you probably skipped some of the tracks anyway. But there's some pretty good new ones.
I never played 200 mode. I never did any of that. Like I said, I dropped that game so fast. I was like,
that was broken. Like that stuff, like the 200 cc's. Maybe I don't want to say people didn't get good at it because I'm sure people out there did, but I was not bad at Mario Kart 8, and like I tried it like maybe 3 times. I was like, this doesn't work. Like it's too fast. You're hitting walls like and stuff. Like you're just like, this game isn't meant to be played this fast. That was my reaction anyhow. But
I don't think the game was like built to go at that speed. Like I don't think the tracks were designed. For that speed, you'd probably have to change what cart you use as well. But still, like I think it was just like we added a multiplier. It's not really made for it, but whatever. It's a quick, easy update.
See, talking about it makes me want to play the game again because it's been so long that I haven't played it, and it's like so I will end up probably buying it. Like I can't help it because I'm like this will be neat to have on the go, and maybe like.
Dude, I honestly Mario Kart 8 might be a better game. Like. Mario Kart's one of the few games I actually respect buying digitally versus physically, because I just think I even bought Mario Kart 7 digitally because it's just such a great game to have. Like, hey, you guys want to play? And you just open up the game, and you open up a little party, and then everybody can come in.
Yep.
So it's like that's I'm like I might want the physical, and then I think about it. I'm like, nah, man. Like getting this digitally might be just it might be the way because like you said, like you just want to play with sometimes some people, and now it's like online. And I mean, I don't think the Switch has bad online so far. I mean, I haven't played Bomberman since they updated and put out the free DLC. Spoiler alerts if nobody knew about that news. But
I actually put that on the news list. I was gonna bring it up if you didn't, but there you go.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. Bomberman 1.1. They fixed the online lag thing, and then Konami's like, "Here you guys go, free DLC." And then everybody's like, "Konami, what the heck is this?" And they're like, "Free DLC," and everyone's like, "Yeah, what is this?" Like they think it's some ploy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Like I said, like I've been impressed by the Switch online. I was gonna go back to what you're saying about the news. Dude, the news is super clean on the Switch. You know, like I have a Japanese account, so sometimes on my homepage I get the Japanese news, and they have like 8,000 more games and news than us. But
okay.
it's so you'll see on the front. I'll be like they got Disgaea 5, which is probably my most like hyped second, third. Well, are they second or third party? Nippon Ichi or whatever, or Nizgate America. That's second or third. I never know how that works.
I guess.
But,
I don't know what second party means unless it means Nintendo kind of owns you, right, Eli?
oh yeah, you're right. Monolith Soft is second party. Yeah, so this is like it's one of the very like I'm gonna recommend it to everybody. I mean, like I said, I liked the Disgaea series. I think it's the best tactical RPG series you can play. But I'm actually really hyped for that game. So yeah, I mean, Japan has had it for a while on their Switch. So I like to see that stuff on the news. I can't read any of the stuff, so I gotta look at the pictures. But I think the news tab is kind of awesome. I like looking at it. It's clean. Nintendo's doing a good job. The OS is boring on the Switch, but I don't argue that it's like it reminds me of the PSP where it's like it's so easy to navigate.
Yeah. Agreed.
Good to hear. So there's not really much. Mike mentioned the free DLC. Pikmin 2 is on the Wii U Virtual Console, and I only brought it up because it's awesome. Buy it.
The best Pikmin.
It's also the Wii Play control version, so it actually has pointer controls, which is even better.
Yeah. I still have my GameCube version. Otherwise, I would be like telling Santa be buying that. But like, if anyone out there has only played Pikmin 3 or Pikmin 1, I don't know. Can we all do we agree? Like, I guess I should ask. Do we agree that Pikmin 2 is the best Pikmin so far?
I'd probably.
I don't like any Pikmin.
What, you don't like Pikmin, so you can't vote. All right.
Yeah, I can't vote. The only Pikmin I like is the one it's coming out. That 2D platform one.
The fake Pikmin.
Yeah, the not Pikmin.
It's not Pikmin. That's the one I like. I want that one. That game I'm hyped for. I'm like, yo, this is not. I'm like, this looks.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure it'll be cool. But Eli, you vote Pikmin 2, right? Just making sure we have consensus about one thing in this world, right? I mean,
so I might be ashamed to state this, but I've only played through Pikmin 1 and 3.
Oh man. Well, then that's cool. You have the best one to look forward to, man.
So, and here's the thing: they just released Pikmin 2, I think, through the Wii U.
Yeah, that's what we were
virtual
saying.
Consoles we talked about, and that's the Wii U. So that's unfortunate. If it came to the Switch, I'd play it. But
yeah, that would make sense. I mean, you think they'll ever put out like I'm like I know their VC isn't ready, but like, oh, man, like I just wish they would like kind of put out those games because it's hard. Like I'm playing my Wii U right now, but that's because I bought Color Splash. But it might be the last Wii U game I ever play. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just gonna be like, I mean, once that's done, like the only reason my Wii U would be plugged in is to practice for Trash 4. But I mean, like it's I officially unplugged my PS3. You know, I mean it's right here next to the wires. I just have it unplugged just to save like power and space. But like the Wii U is kind of at that point right now. Where it's like,
I was thinking about this topic this week because I bought I'd wanted to get Runbow for a while because my friend had it at his house and it was pretty cool. We were playing it together and it's got like multi play action. Like you can play up to like 8 characters on it or something. Mm-hmm. So like it's a neat platformer. It's like a party game platformer kind of thing. Quick pick up and play type of game. Kind of hard from the little bit I played of it because I was kind of wasted and like didn't know what I was doing. So it was like doing my best, But it was like it was like the kind of thing where you could tell it was like it had a little bit of depth to it, and it was like, all right, this is pretty cool. And my friend isn't the kind of person, like, I always kind of try to get him to like just unplug his Wii U and just bring it over, just the base console. And then we just use all, the attachments at my house, like just plug it in. But he does never move it. So it was like, all right, they had it on sale for like $7 on the Wii U shop right now. I don't know if it's over, but it was this week. So I bought it. But I was thinking, I got to remember to like that it's on there. You know what I mean? Like, I got to remember, like, when someone's over, like, fire it up, like, and play some Runbow. Like, how do I remember that? Because I'll still be playing Smash. So I like put it right next to where the disc icon goes on the homepage, so I can remember. Because otherwise, I'm like, I bought this game, and then I'm even one of these people that bought this game and never plays it, and I don't like that. So
yeah, I'm the same way right now. Like, I mean, the only VC games I got like one of those eShop cards. So like, I rebought. Like, I mean, I bought my favorite GBA game. I bought Superstar Saga, but like, I never touched. Still haven't touched it. I have like a few other VC games that I've never touched. And I'm just like hoping like later on, like maybe like if I switch, I'll definitely touch them or play them later. But you know what I mean? Like right now, like like VC games on the Wii U are like completely out of my head, like non-existent.
Yeah, it's a different arc. Yeah, I kind of make a point of like trying to rotate through my systems and like spend some time like playing what I should. I mean, you weren't on the podcast for a couple of weeks, Mike, and I don't want to derail this too much. But my head got exploded when my friend sent me a box and I opened it up and he sent me 27 N64 games. And I was like, holy crap. Like, I got my work cut out for me. And like, a lot of them are junk, but then there's a lot of good ones, like decent ones in there that I'd never played that I was like, same kind of thing. I got to like make time to like sit there. First world problems, people. First world.
Yeah, no, it really is. Dude, I'm thinking that. I'm like, shit. Like, like, I'm like, Final Fantasy 15 just put out some new stuff, the DLC stuff that I got paid for. Like, I bought the day one edition, so it came with the season pass. I'm like, all right, I know that's not too long. And then it's like, oh, Persona 5's coming, and then Ukulele's next week. And I'm like, shit, I'm not even done. And like Zelda, like, I'm never going to be done with that game. You know what I mean? Now it's just like a lot of these games. And it's funny, I was looking, I had a to-do gaming list, and it was like, I have like 2 games left on my Vita. I had like 2 games left over on the 3DS, and like I don't know when I'm ever gonna get to them.
I sincerely hope there's no poor people listening to this podcast because we sound like the world's biggest assholes, like completely.
Yeah. Oh, I only got 1 game this year, and I'm like, I can't play Dragon Quest 8, and I can't play World of Final Fantasy. Gosh.
I have this problem. I only have 2 hands, so like when I'm eating pizza, I can only play 1 game at a time. So
you're like, if they could only make like a mind reading thing, so I could play a third.
If I could just afford a servant that could feed me while I ate, I wouldn't like, stop as much. Like,
yeah, I was like, my new plan. I'm gonna hire someone to play the game right next to me while I play this game. So I'll be like, all right. We're both doing it. And then the worst part is like games like I said, games like Zelda and Overwatch. They're like Overwatch never ends really, but like shit like freaking shit like Zelda is like, dude, that game is easily like 60 hours, or I don't even know the way I'm playing it. Like I'm never gonna. I think I'm gonna be done with the game in August. That's my guess.
This is. Let me ask a question on that topic of hours, because this is bothering me. Like, without using the parental controls, how do you see, Eli or Mike, how do you see how many hours you've played a game on the Switch? Because I've gotten myself frustrated with this. And
so you can go, if you go under your account on the top left, it'll show you, I think it updates after you've played a game for a week, it'll show you the number of hours, at least it'll say like 20 hours or more, 25 hours or more, something like that. Unfortunately, it only holds up 20 games at a time, from what I understand. So it'll delete your oldest game once you surpass that limit.
So you have to screenshot your own play counts, because you could do that. You could just like take a picture of your time.
Yes, I can confirm that Nintendo is incompetent.
Like, it's funny, on their 3DS, you can check what games you played forever. But on the Switch.
Right.
Well, I'm telling you, they peaked back when Animal Crossing City Folk came out.
You got a theory and you're sticking to it. That's funny. I was getting mad because like I swear I thought it said I'd played Zelda 70 hours, and then I was trying to figure out where I saw that, and like I definitely haven't. That's what I was bothering. I was like, I have not played this game 70 hours. I would know it. Like, I played it a lot, and then I found the area you're talking about. and it said I played like 30. I think it said like 35. I don't remember. I was
Well,
like,
I
okay,
mean,
that sounds more like,
does it count the time when I go back to a load though? You know what I mean? Like a previous load.
That's a great question. Does it count if you rewind time, so to speak?
I think it just counts as far as once you boot the game, how long the game is booted for. That would make the most sense.
Well, I mean, if you back out to the home menu, I don't think it counts that.
Well, no. But I mean, like, the game, if the game is running.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. I don't want it to be like, like on my game card, it'll be like, oh, here's your, you've only played for 20 hours and 40 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure I've gone back to save like.
And here's the thing: if you go on the parental controls app, it'll tell you like every month your summary. So I'm on my monthly summary right now. It's telling me my most played game is Zelda. It says I played it for 13 days. It doesn't tell me how many hours I played.
They want you to do the math, bro. All right.
Yeah, that's weird. It's like something gamers care about so much, like in that weird way that you're like, how long did I play this game or that? And I really like on Wii U or on like Wii even, you can go back to and like you can see it stack like I forget how you do it on the Wii U, but you can see them stack up year by year that you can look at it and be like, wow, that's insane. I don't think it does like all time if I'm remembering correctly. Like it just does annual.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Or something like that. But you can still get a good idea of it unless the game itself crossed the years that it was like you started in November, and you'd have to add it then. But you can kind of get an idea and you're like, wow, I didn't know that this game was the one I played the most or whatever. But yeah, I was getting bothered by that. And I don't want to like put the parental controls on my Wii U and mess with that just to like see my play count. I was like, that's not. So I was just curious.
Maybe they're employing a casino technique where they're like, if you don't know how long you've played, you'll just continue playing.
Yeah.
You don't know what time it is. Just keep going. You're fine.
Yeah, dude. I'm always like looking at my Switch. I'm like, yo, what actual time is it? You know what I mean? It's like so hard to find the real time on the Switch. Like even when I hit home.
Oh, you can't even find the clock on there?
Top. It's like in the middle, Like,
no, it's on the home screen. He just is saying he doesn't see it. It's not intuitive to him. It's on the home screen though.
You have to hit home, but it's not on like the very top where most like on your phone. It's always on the top. The very top of the screen.
Yeah.
It's like right above where the game applications are. So I always look up there. I'm like, yeah, I guess they don't have a clock. But then I was like, if I like step back, I'm like, oh, okay, that's the actual time.
So, yeah. Like before next week, if you can, like I'm curious about Bomberman before we get onto the next news topic. I'd really, if you can find time to play the online and see if it's fixed and confirm it, like that it's working better. Because I'm curious about, but I don't want to buy it if it's completely broken. Like that would be pointless. So.
Not even with that free DLC, man.
I don't like playing single player Bomberman from what the little bit I've played it that much enough, and I don't really have any other friends who are like into it, so I need to have like online to be able to play it.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely play it and see how it is. All right, because like I said, I'm actually interested to see what they added, what they changed. Yeah, I mean the game like it's what is it 40, 50 levels, but the bosses are not like, hey, I beat you because it's Bomberman, it's an easy game. I remember like sweating versus Magnet Bomber. So I was like, this guy, I'm like, yo, the dude was like frame perfect. I'm like, yo. I was like, he was trapped, all right? And he's like, nah, bro, if I stand right here, even though I'm in the fire, I'm in the unactive frame. I'm like, this is bullshit right now. I don't know who quoted this. Man, I was going to ask you something, but I can't remember now. It was something about video games, but I just can't remember.
Well, let's hit the news topic that he's got lined up because I think he.
Oh wait. Do you have Cave Story on your news topics? That's what I was gonna ask.
No.
Cave Story.
I think it's getting a physical release, right?
Yeah. Cave Story Plus, they're calling it. Apparently, it's got like 2 new modes and everything added in. I never played Cave Story. That was actually the one game I wanted for the 3DS when it first came out. I never got to it.
New modes?
It's going to be out for $30, so this complete edition for $30 for Cave Story Plus. So, I mean, I heard it's difficult. I heard it's cool, and all this other stuff.
It's one of the greatest indie games ever. I don't even play that many, but it's a game that you like. The retro, it bleeds retro. It's no secret. Like you need to play it. If there is a new version of it coming out, that you can get on the Switch.
And like I said, I never played
it.
So.
Game.
All right,
it's the most amazing game. It's got the best music. It's got an incredibly cool graphic style. What I'm curious about is like if this Plus version, when it comes out, is it the original PC graphics, which are the best, or is it the remade graphics that were on the 3DS, which are also good, but personally, I love the original graphics because they look like an 8-bit Nintendo game. Like that's how it was built to look, and you know, it's not the hardest game on earth, but it's very rewarding and fun. Sorry, I'm trying to look up information on the Cave Story Plus while I'm talking to you guys. But yeah, it's a must play for anyone who's listening. You can play it for free on PC if you haven't ever played it and don't want to spend the money. Or you could probably buy the 3DS version. I don't know if it's expensive or not, but there was a physical release of the 3DS version that you could also buy, which is like a remake with like more modern sprites and stuff than the original. But the game is a stunning love letter, a lot like Shovel Knight to like classic NES like type gaming. And just I can't say enough good about it. I have a lot of love in my heart for that game, deep love.
Cool.
So, yeah. What else you got, Matt? We got to get done so Eli can get bust out of here.
Yeah, the final thing was I think I heard something like the Switch sales are doing better in Japan now. I was wondering if you had any thoughts about it, Eli, since you were talking about Japanese sales versus worldwide and whatnot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed what you said. Sorry.
Oh, I said, have you heard the Japanese sales and
are
doing better?
So, yeah, they're up after last week. We talked about probably because there's more stock. Also, interestingly enough, when the Switch first came out, Zelda had like a 90% attach rate. So, like 90% of people that were buying the Switch were buying Zelda. But that week, it was much lower, something like 50%. And they think, or what I read, is that it's probably because of the Splatoon global test fire. People, like 30,000 people, probably just bought the Switch for that.
Japan, you're so crazy. That is nuts to think like that. You're like, yeah, I'll just buy this thing because like a cartoon shooter that I like is coming out in a month. Like, you know,
yeah, and I'll play one day for free.
That is insane.
I'll play 3 hours of a demo.
Yeah,
spend $400.
So it'll be interesting to see how I guess long the Switch sales can stay at number one and how high they can stay. You know, if you remember, I was kind of worried about the Switch sales because they did drop off pretty quickly after their first week, and I still am not like in a good place about them. This is actually only the first week the first week I think period where the Switch opened or had a week that was better than the Wii U. If you check the week by week sales. So maybe launch will get sold more. So hopefully it can sustain this for a longer period of time. And of course, the software that's coming out, which is pretty strong, should hopefully keep it buoyant as well with Splatoon 2 and Mario Kart 8 coming out soon.
Yep. Yeah, interesting to hear about sales.
Analysis. I have nothing to add to that. Like, I'm just like, well, if anybody could buy a freaking Switch in America, we could find out more. Like, you know, I'm just still in that like we need them to be able to buy like in order to like judge how well Switch is doing, because this is crazy. Like a friend down the street from me got one this like past week, and I only saw him for a minute, and I'm wondering if he paid a scalper, because like I'm like, wait a second, where did you get one? Was like what I should have asked you, but like I didn't, because he was in a hurry, and he was just like, I got one and I got Zelda and I'm going home and you're not going to see me for a week, and I was like, that's probably true. And I didn't think to ask him at the time. So, yep.
Yeah, that'll be
I was
interesting once it's actually in stock to see.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only place I know where it's in stock, obviously, is this place, Nintendo World in New York. They get it every day. Like they have a whole thing. Like they release a schedule for like 2 weeks where it says, "Oh, you go collect wristbands," and they sell Switches, and then I always read the tweets, and it's like, "We're out of wristbands already," blah blah blah. So. I
did not know.
Like GameStop, before I left for California, GameStop and Best Buy, they got people heard that UPS was shipping them. So 2 of my friends picked up Switches. You just had to go there, like on a Wednesday or Thursday, like when they get their deliveries, and just buy them. Like one GameStop got 7. People who heard about it, they just waited out a lot. They waited outside. So like I said, 2 weeks ago, they were dropped off at GameStops and Best Buys. But right now, it's like the only place I know to get one is like Nintendo World. You know.
Wow. I did not know that. I'll need to talk to you on the chat after we get off here because I have a friend who might well be driving to New York based on that information. I didn't realize.
They released the schedule actually. I think it's if you go on their Instagram right now, so you have to get there early, line up. It's not like, hey, I came in, you guys got it. Like you got to get there and get you got to go on Nintendo NYC, and I'll tell you right now, it's right here. It's the picture. For April 3rd, 4 p.m. Switch sales. Tuesday, 4/4, 10 a.m. Wednesday, 4/5, 10 a.m. Thursday, April 6th, 4 p.m. Friday, April 7th, 10 a.m.
Get out of here. I did not know that. That's very interesting news. Like, because my buddy's been burned. He's like sworn off GameStop for life after fiascos with like 5 units getting shipped and then they're sold out instantly and like Toys R Us and everywhere else.
Yeah, don't forget. Those people got friends and like, yo, we're getting them. You know what I mean? It's not like they're just people who like working from the store. Like they're probably telling people.
Yep. This is anyway, I could go off on that, but yeah. Like that's some interesting little tidbit there.
Go on Nintendo NYC, their Instagram. You could see that schedule, or you can go and follow their Twitter. That's the only advice I could give. I mean, to help out.
Yeah, nice. Good to know. All right.
Cool.
That's your pro tip week for the podcast, I'd say.
Yep. So I think we'll wrap it up there this week. You can find me at the Mango Viking on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And hopefully maybe this week or next week I'll finally launch the video a month after I said I would. I've been working on it the whole time, but I am very terrible at calculating how long things take. But I'm very near the end, so it won't be the end of the month, put it that way. So stay tuned for that. And Eli, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Paul Salon. You can find my writing at Nintendo Enthusiast and Enthusiast.gg. Check out my YouTube channel, Nintendo Network 64, although there's been a slowdown of videos, but they're coming.
Cool. And Mike, when you're not in love, where can people contact you?
You can find me Troico Buster on Twitter and on the gram if you want to see them Cali photos. But then find me on YouTube, SMB Gaming 64. I'm gonna take a break from Twitch. I think I'm just gonna focus down and use that Premiere Pro and start rendering some YouTube videos.
Cool. And Unoclay, what about yourself?
Well, since last week you prompted me to like mention my Switch Twitter account, where its only function of it is for me to have a place where I can upload my Switch photos, and it's not really meant to be like for people to be looking at. I got a new follower who's an old friend of mine from my IGN, who's one of our listeners. I got to give a shout out to Kylie Mail if he's still listening, and if anyone else wants to see my goofy pictures of me photographing myself with my horse in front of different locations in Zelda, or like taking the stupidest pictures I can come up with, it's Unoclay_Switch on Twitter, and that's the only other place besides my IGN that you can find me. So
cool. Yeah, thanks Kylie Malley from listening and contacting us on Twitter and whatnot. It's cool. We'll have to have him on sometime. Maybe when we actually have news. I don't really like to have guests on when there's not much to talk about because I want to keep it interesting. But cool. Wherever you're listening, you can find us at Just Another Castle on every platform on the internet. We'll see you next time and leave gaming to Nintendo.